How's it going? Hope you're all doing well. I just got back from work and it's been really annoying. I keep getting phone calls from like ex coworkers and stuff because I think my old company still has my contact information on the internal company website saying that I'm an employee. And it's weird. I get two kinds of phone calls from sales guys. They'll be telling me how they're really happy and lucky that I got fired because it makes it easier for me to be used as a contractor, and I don't know how I'm supposed to take that. And then I get phone calls from like project managers and field engineers and systems engineers and product development people where they're giving me the sob story about how much more difficult their life is that I'm no longer available. And just like that, I also don't know how to take that. But I just got off the phone with one guy. I'll call him Sujit. He's originally from India. I've done a lot of jobs for Sujit as a commissioning engineer, as an instructor for customers, and so on. And I mean, I have bailed his ass out so many times. There was one time, I think it was the Netherlands. I had just gotten back from China. I mean, I was at the airport in Atlanta when he called me up frantic, like, you got to help. Like, it's a disaster. We've got a down coiler. It's big, expensive water cooled drive. It's a mess. The customer is so ticked off that they kicked off the two other commissioning engineers, and I'm like, well, who'd you send? And he told me their two names, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, why would you send them? He said, yeah, they're the only guys I had. All right, calm down. Give me the information. So I flew there immediately, and I fixed things. The end user was so damn happy that they straight up offered me a job. And I've done enough work and stuff in Europe that I don't want to live in Europe. Europe's a nice place to visit. I wouldn't recommend working there. Um, even in the Netherlands, which is arguably my favorite European country. I really like the Netherlands, but I wouldn't want to work there, kind of thing. So Sujit, I was walking home from the office, and he ends up calling me up. Hey, Mike. I said, what do you want? I was just calling to see how you're doing. Uh huh. We haven't talked in a while. Yeah, no kidding. All you managers kind of ghosted me when it happened. Yeah. Yeah, I can't believe they did that. Uh huh. Couldn't be bothered to say nothing to me about it. No. But Mike, you should have known this was coming. How do you mean? And this is something I've heard from multiple people, but I always play dumb. Well, you had to know that it was coming down the pipeline. They were going to let you go. I go, how'd you know? Well, I mean, upper management, we were talking about it. When? What do you mean? When? When did you know that I was going to be fired? What month was it? I'm not really sure. Was it October 14th? He went dead quiet. Suji, you still there? Yeah. October 14th, were you at the meeting where the upper management discussed liquidating my position? Yeah. So you knew October 4th or 15th or whatever that I was being fired, and you didn't feel the need to tell me. You let me keep doing my job all the way till the last week of April so I could get fired. Well, Mike, we were told not to say anything. Oh, I'm sure. Just like you guys were been told not to tell anyone that you're moving to Houston. You buy your house in Houston yet? No. But they've told you to move. Mike, I don't know what rumors you've heard. You've been told to move, haven't you? Yes. And you haven't. No. So you knew I was being fired and you couldn't bring yourself to tell me. You know, if the roles were reversed, I would have told you. I would have told you 5 minutes after that interview, or I'm sorry, after that meeting. I wouldn't have held that from you. I can't believe you wouldn't do that for me. Well, Mike, I didn't know how you would respond. What do you mean? Well, you know. No, I don't know. Tell me, Sujit. Tell me why you couldn't bring yourself to tell me, because I thought we were close coworkers. I thought we at least had some formal kind of level of respect between each other. I never hid shit from you, but you felt the need to hide shit from me. Why? I wasn't sure how you'd react. What does that mean, Sujit? You were afraid I was going to quit? No. Were you afraid I was going to shoot up the office? Well, no. Then what were you afraid of? I was afraid you'd throw a punch. Why? You know. No, I don't know, Sujit. Tell me. Well, Mike, you're a pretty big guy. Ah, so I'm a very tall guy that works out. So because of that, you think that I fly off the handle and I just get violent. Sujit, have you ever heard me raise my voice? No, I haven't. You ever see me threaten to kick the shit out of somebody in the office? No. In the field? No. Has anyone ever had a problem with me other than customers who wanted free shit and I wouldn't give it to them? And even then, have you ever heard a customer say that I got physically threatening or violent? No. Sujit, you're a pussy. That's all this is. And you're trying to explain away why you're a pussy, why you're a corporate lackey. I'm going to fill you in on something, Sujit. You don't deserve to hear this from me. But if you're dumb enough to move your wife and 2 daughters to Houston, you're dumber than you look. Sujit, they're moving the entire corporate structure out of Appalachia. They're not bringing anyone. So what do you think is going to happen to our steel mill business, our crane business, our hard rock mining business, paper business, and so on? Well, I guess we're going to have to hire new people. You won't be able to hire new people. You're saying that you're going to be able to replace 300 engineers like that in Houston. That's going to be a disaster. And that's not the plan. Their plan is to sell off those business units. So you guys that think you're safe, you're all going to move to Houston, and then there's going to be another round of layoffs. Because the only business that they're keeping open is the solar business. And Sujit, those positions are already taken. If you move to Houston, you're going to be stuck in Houston without any connections, without any work leads. You're going to move your daughters out of high school. You're going to move your wife all the way to Houston with nothing to your name. Well, I got some money saved up. You don't have money to move from one state to another state and then back again. All your connections are on the East Coast. Sujit, do you have your citizenship? Yes. Good. What you should be doing right now is updating your resume. You should be doing interviews on the company dime. You don't owe them shit because they're about to fire your fucking ass. And whether you want to hear this or not, it's the fucking truth. And I'm doing you a massive favor, something that you don't deserve from me. You want to ignore me? Ignore me at your own damn peril. But for the love of God, you and the rest of you knuckleheads, stop calling me up and to bitch and moan and complain how much more difficult your life is because you guys let me get fired. And you guys didn't have the courage to let me know ahead of time. You guys sold me out, and now you're upset that your life sucks. And you seem to think that if you call me up, I'm somehow going to be able to fix it. I can't fix it. This company was supposed to be hiring engineers at a super high rate 10 years ago. 10 years ago, we were undermanned. Now it's a million times worse. You guys don't have enough employees. You never will. Because the answer for them is we'll just sell off the business units, give a golden parachute to the CEO and a few of the executives. And then the next CEO is going to come in and try to fix the goddamn disaster. This is the Jack Welch School of Business. It's what he did to General Electric. The same thing's happening to this company. Well, the Japanese will never let that happen. Motherfucker, you're a Gaijin. They don't view you any differently than a slab of beef. As long as they get their money from the payout for selling off these business units, they'll be happy. because they'll make a lot of money that quarter. In the future, they'll be regretting it, but that's tomorrow's problem. All they give a shit about is today. That's all what these executives care. Just like you. You didn't care about what it was going to do to me by not giving me a heads up. You cared about the current. You wanted things going with the status quo. Because what Smith has to deal with, that's tomorrow's Smith problems. That's tomorrow's Sujit's problem. Well, now we're in tomorrow, motherfucker. So stop calling me. Work on that resume. Don't move that family. You move that family, you're dumber. You're dumber than a box of rocks. But yeah, I apologize for sounding like a super negative Nancy. It was just one of those things where I just got off of work. I was looking to go home a little early, cook dinner for my wife and my kid, and instead on the walk back, I'm hearing a sob story from an asshole that left me hanging out to dry. So this is the new America. It's a race to the fucking bottom. Race to the fucking bottom. It's all about replacing people with their cheapest alternative, and fuck what ends up happening. I already know for a fact that they replaced me with 3 guys from Hyderabad that could barely speak English and had never fucking touched the drive before. They don't know how to work medium voltage, how to conduct themselves safely, and so on. I know this because I've already gotten the pissed off phone calls from customers demanding that I show up, and I have to explain to them, I no longer work for that company. They fired my ass. So we can't use you. No, you can. Let me set you up with our purchasing department. You can get a PO through us, and you can force XYZ to pay for it. Because otherwise, you can just refuse acceptance of their work, and they're going to have to pay you for it. Because otherwise, you're stuck with 3 guys from India that don't know shit from Shinola, and they're liable to get themselves killed, and your really expensive equipment broken. I realize this makes me sound like a racist person. I've worked in India. I've been to India many times. I got a lot of friends that are Indian. I've always enjoyed going into India. If you ever want to fucking feel alive, go to India. They're crushing humanity. It's amazing. And the food's really good too. Just don't eat anything that isn't hot. Don't get ice. But now it's just fucking ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. And it's not even the companies that are abusing H-1B visa holders. They're just, other companies are using it as an excuse to artificially deflate wages, prevent raises, and so on for engineers. It's ridiculous for a new engineer coming out of college how much the wages and income have been suppressed. To where now, I don't know what to tell my son. I don't know if I would advertise to my son that he goes into engineering. Because he could come out of college and really not make that much money for how much work he's going to have to do to get his engineering degree. I never thought I'd fucking say this, but I'm liable to advise my son to go into the military. I'll make sure that I advise him to go into a branch and a military job where he doesn't have to face combat like I did, but it's a better deal than going to college. This is the future of America. Everything's a race to the fucking bottom. But anyhow, I'm done ranting. I hope you have a pleasant day. I got to go make Sicilian meatloaf. So y'all take care. Ciao.